for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by Helene Curtis, makers of Starfette, Suave, and Endon Dandruff Treatment Shampoo. Now, let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers from coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Gentlemen, we're very happy to have back with us again as a guest panelist one of Hollywood's most charming representatives, Mr. Peter Lawford.
On my left, the beautiful, charming, bright, vivacious, how much time have I got? Arlene Francis.
I don't know, Peter, how much time do you need? And now our publisher, panelist, the distinguished Bennett, Cerf.
It's always my pleasant task on What's My Line to introduce our infallible grammarian and master of ceremonies, Mr. John Charles Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. It's up in these climes, the New York area, very cold, and we worry a good deal about our panelists. We wouldn't want any of them to catch cold, so tonight we'll tell them, first of all, to put their blindfolds on. That'll help keep them warm.
Our earmuffs.
When they get the blindfolds on, we'll play some variations on our very familiar theme of occupations or lines, and the panel which has to guess them. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before these experts a bit later in the show, and we'll meet our first challenger in just 1 minute. All right, the panel's blindfolds all in place, are they?
Yes, sir.
Good, then let's meet our first contestant. Will you come in and sign in, please? Fine. Now, actually, if you will just join me over here, I'll give a running commentary as we go. The panel is aware of the fact that they're blindfolded because there is an area of identification here which might give them a little bit of information. We won't tell them where you're from or anything like that. Are you familiar with our scoring system, though?
Yes.
Fine. Then if you're familiar with our scoring system, let's let the people at home and those who visit us here in the theater know exactly what your line is. I can tell you that our guest is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
There seemed to be some noise as you came in. This is no reflection on anybody's weight, but I have a feeling that there might be more than one person there. Is that true?
Yes.
Are there more than two people there?
Yes.
I think I've gone far enough. Are you all ladies?
Yes.
Do you sing?
No.
1 down and 9 to go. Mr. Cerf.
Well, do you all do something in the same company or troupe?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go. Miss Kilgallen.
We really haven't determined the number, have we?
No.
Well, maybe I'm going to be cowardly, too. Do you have anything to do with what might be termed a form of the entertainment business, and I would like to include athletics with entertainment?
I mean, are they athletes or entertainers?
Yes. Oh, no.
That's 3 down and 7 to go. Mr. Lawford.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rooster in the balcony.
It's not on the stage, though. Are there more than 5 of you?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you do something that is of help to people?
Yes.
Both men and women?
Yes.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
Absolutely.
What?
I'll say that absolutely, no question about it.
Do you have anything to do with food or drink?
No.
Only at mealtime?
They do eat and drink, but not as a special line. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Have you got anything to do with food or drink? Oh, you said that, didn't you? I wasn't... I had your question. I had another question already. I'm sorry, I had another question. I was echoing Arlene. The place is full of echoes tonight. What I was thinking of was health. Have you got anything to do with health?
No.
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Could you do the sort of work you do in New York City?
Oh, yes.
Could there also be a use for your type of work in a rural section?
Yes.
Do you ever wear anything other than the sort of a dress you'd wear on the street in the daytime when you work?
Oh, no.
7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Lawford. I'm going to give you 1 minute more, panel. You don't seem to be getting close to this.
I need about 5. What you do, could it be done right here now?
Well, it could be done, yes, but this does not necessarily indicate that this would be the normal place in which to do it.
Would you mind repeating that? Is that a yes or no? Yes, it could possibly.
It could be. Yes, it could be, Peter, but this is not so that you're not misled. This is not to indicate that this is the place where it normally would be done.
Would it be better to do it, say, in my home or in my house?
Well, it could be done in your house, yes.
Could it be done out of doors as well?
Yes, it could be done out of doors.
Anybody say anything about food and drink? I pass.
You pass. Miss Francis.
Do you ever touch the people that come in contact with you?
You mean specifically and with purpose?
I just said, do you ever touch the people?
Well, I don't want to rule out the area of, the usual greeting of the handshake, etc. Asking if you have a specific application here and...
I just wanted to know whether people came into close enough contact with them so that they could touch them.
Yeah, well, there you are.
Yes. Do they handle any money directly?
Sometimes.
For the most part, would anybody pay to see you perform?
Oh, no, Miss Allen, I'm going to flip them all. You're not even close.
I want to ask one question.
All right, Bennett.
Have you got any special connection with anybody on this panel tonight?
Yes.
Have you? Would it be the male side of the panel?
No.
Now, that wasn't quite fair, Bennett. I flipped all the cards because I want you and Dorothy and Miss Arlene to meet your secretaries. What'd you say? Miss Muriel Fleet, I want you to meet Miss
And what do you mean you don't take any money?
And Miss Mary Baba, I would like you, if you will, to meet Bennett. And, of course, Miss Myrtleverne, I'd like you to meet Miss Kilgallen. They're your secretaries.
Not as of tomorrow morning.
Not as of tomorrow.
Now, if we'd gone another way, you would have had to answer yes. If Mary had been on, you would have answered yes about the male side of the panel.
Well, actually, Ben, that's why I said I played you a dirty trick, because Mary was answering. When you answered that question, I said, turned to Muriel and said, you answer.
That is a dirty trick.
But our thanks to all three. We had a wonderful time, and we fooled them, and that's what we wanted to do. Thanks a lot for this. Now, that's the way to begin the show. show. Let's see if we can keep up the record. Let's have another contestant. Will you come in and sign in, please? Robin Roberts, is that right? Oh, that's quite a well-known name. Where are you from, Mr. Roberts?
Well, I'm from Philadelphia most of the time.
From Philadelphia most of the time. Yeah, that's funny. That's a strange coincidence, you in Philadelphia, isn't it? Well, I want you to, this is the panel right here. And if you'll come over here and sit down with me, Mr. Roberts. Are you familiar with our scoring system?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Then just let the folks at home and our friends here know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, I will tell you that our guest is self-employed, and we'll begin the general questioning with Mr. Cerf.
Self-employed? Well, unless there are two Robin Robertses in Philadelphia, I consider this an insult to my knowledge of Major League Baseball. Aren't you the star pitcher of the Philadelphia Phillies?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what do you mean you're self-employed?
Well, Bennett, he plays baseball in season, but Mr. Roberts is also a businessman. He's here in his more serious aspect of having a line. You see? All you've got to do is find out what it is.
Oh, you're not here as a pitcher?
No,
sir. No, sir.
The Giants would wish you were in this other job once in a while, too.
The man who won 20 games consistently, he does it like most people, get up in the morning and go to work, but he has something else he does, Bennett, that's very important to his life, and that's what you have to find out.
And this is what you do when you're not playing baseball?
Yes, in the winter months, ma'am.
Is it some kind of an establishment that you own, like a bowling alley or something of that sort?
Let me have a small conference. I'm sorry, Bennett. That's one down and 9 to go. Miss Kilgallen.
That was no, it isn't something like a bowling alley.
That's right.
Could I participate in whatever it is that you do? I mean, could I enjoy your services?
Indirectly, I believe.
Yes, I would say it would be possible for you to be the end recipient of pleasure as a result of utilizing some part or function of Mr. Roberts' wintertime occupation.
I like it already. Is it smaller than a bread box?
What?
Whatever you
the
said.
Occupation? Yeah,
No.
I say it's smaller than a bread box, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you do this indoors?
Yes.
Do people come to you?
They haven't yet.
No, I don't think we could describe people as coming to Mr. Roberts specifically. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Lawford.
You said you could do it indoors? Is that right?
What he does, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But actually, remember, he's self-employed, so that your usual term of reference here would be, the usual one. Well, now, there we go.
Is there any particular part of the house that this could be used as this product? Is that right?
There's a product, yes.
Yeah. Any particular part of the house that would be more useful than others?
Yes, I believe so.
Let's say is it more useful than the ground floor?
Yes, I believe you'd say that.
In a certain room, the ground floor?
Yes.
The kitchen?
Yes.
It has a definite relationship, yes.
To the kitchen?
Yes.
You didn't want to give that up, did you? Could you burn yourself on this?
Burn yourself on this?
Yes.
Not very likely, I might say.
Small conference. What? Oh, yes. No, I think that Robin would agree with me that we could not rule out entirely the possibility that you could burn yourself.
If you set fire to it, that is.
Please, Arlene.
Are you going to pass?
I'm
Peter?
Oh,
passing.
you're
All right.
passing. You've
To you.
done so well. Is this something that you can hold in your hand?
Yes.
Do you have to hold it in your hand in order to use it?
No, you don't have to. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Roberts, I hope you're one ball player that has nothing to do with chock full of nuts. I take it that this object which you're connected with is manufactured in some way? No?
No. 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen. We can't call this manufactured.
Well, does it have anything to do with food or drink?
We asked that.
Yes, it does.
Is it more food than drink?
Yes.
Would you ever find it in the dining room?
I hope, yes.
If anybody ever comes to you to get it, it will be found in the dining room. If it's not manufactured, is it grown? Or raised?
Well, let's say it grows, shall we?
Yes.
Well, is it something that's ever been animal in the broadest sense of the word?
Yes.
But you can hold it in your hand by the time you get through with it, huh?
Yes.
Is it ever too big to hold in your hand comfortably before?
No.
It's a little thing.
No.
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Lawford. I'm going to give you 1 minute more because I don't think you're very close to this one either.
Is it expensive?
Oh, no.
Now, I would say this, Peter, so that you're not misled. In our abundant economy, we wouldn't consider it expensive, I'm sure.
That's the wrong medium. You'd find it at the table. It's small enough to hold in your hand, and it's not expensive. And I can eat it, right? Mm-hmm. I pass.
Arlene?
Is it in any way related to the fish family?
Yes, Arlene.
Oh, could you eat it with a spoon?
You
I
could.
do.
You
If it's
could.
what I think it is.
Yes, you could.
Is it anything that would in any way belong to the egg family?
The egg family?
Oh, it's not caviar,
no.
and I can
I'm going to
almost
flip
taste
them
it.
all, really. Bennett, you want to ask one question?
Anything, shells? Are there any shells on it at any time?
Yes.
There are.
Yeah.
It isn't the oyster, clam, shrimp family, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there you are. Philadelphia, Chesapeake Bay. Oysters.
Oysters, that's the boy. No. Now, we're going to throw them all in because actually we've had a lot of fun, Robin, but they're close enough to us over this. See, they're going to get it. And Robin is the president of the Gold King Seafood Company. Shrimps, frozen shrimps. Lots of shrimps. Everywhere is shrimp. Is that right? Would you say you're back to the family? We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just... And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery guest, for whom I've asked my friends on the panel once again to blindfold themselves. The blindfolds are all in place, panel?
Right.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. We begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Do you have anything to do with eating or drinking?
Do I have to answer the dame?
Yeah, I guess. You want to leave that question up there, Dorothy?
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Are you a living American entertainer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Lawford?
Are you in the theater?
Yeah.
That is, I think, to be completely fair, an answer which covers, of course, general activity of our guest. Miss Francis?
Does that mean you could also appear on television and in pictures?
I ain't a square.
This is known as quiz show in the round. Mr. Cerf.
I didn't hear the last answer.
He said he wasn't a square. That is an affirmative reply.
Do you, in ordinary life, speak a very polished English?
Yeah.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you an actor rather than a comedian type?
I don't want to answer that.
I will answer it for our guest. The answer is definitely yes. Mr. Lawford.
Are you currently in a picture in New York right now?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Would you be considered a leading man?
Yeah.
Mr. Cerf.
Are you currently in television?
Yeah.
Miss Kilgallen.
Are you primarily in the flickers?
Primarily in the flickers?
Mm-hmm. Does most of your income come from motion pictures?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Lawford.
Are you in any way connected with the Army?
That's 3.
Oh, no, indeed, no, indeed.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Well, then, does most of your income come from television?
That's right, now.
Aye, that's fine.
Mr. Cerf.
Are you primarily... Does most of this income come from being before the television cameras rather than backstage?
No.
That makes it 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
What does that mean, backstage?
You mean he's an actor who's backstage? Is that what... Would you clarify that?
That would appear to be the burden of that answer, yes.
Oh. But he did say he was American, didn't he?
I don't believe the question has been specifically asked.
Yes, I asked. My first question was, are you a living American entertainer?
That's right, that's right.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I still have another one, don't I? Even though I don't know what to ask. You are behind the scenes in television, but you are an actor somewhere else. Do you direct television?
A little.
Mr. Lawford?
Do you have anything to do with shoe wax?
What?
No, I'm playing my own game, you know. I'm having a lot of fun here.
Why didn't you pass?
Do you have anything to do with shoe wax?
No.
5 down, 5 to go, Miss Francis.
When you were asked before whether you had anything to do with the Army, you said no. But have you been close to somebody who has had something to do with the Army?
No.
Oh, yes. Yes is the answer to that. Mr. Cerf.
One of the people you direct happened to be the President of the United States of America,
Yes.
Mr. Robert Montgomery.
Mr. Robert Montgomery is right. Yes, sir.
Peter had it.
Shoe wax. What is that shoe wax?
wax.
You said shoe wax, Peter. I was so proud of
The
you,
sponsor's
Peter.
going to be terribly happy about that. I'll never work for you, I can see.
Oh, I thought you had it for sure. That's why I got you to say it again. Shoe wax. What's the shoe wax bit? There's one thing I do want to say. Bob is with us happily, I think, as a friend. I trust so, Bob. He's also here because he has a very special interest. We'll throw these all over. He's one of those who is very active in the National Nephrosis Foundation. I don't need to say... I don't need to say too much about it, except that I think, you know, it's an affliction which strikes the young, and it can strike those in later years. It's a kidney disease. It's very damaging. It causes a good many fatalities, and Bob and a lot of other people are giving a lot of time trying to put at least a halt to its depredations. They're going to have a big campaign in March, right,
yes,
Robert?
we are, and our work is largely with children. We're doing a tremendous amount of research work, and we hope that you will see fit to help us either with funds or by contributing your services and your help during the campaign. If you want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with me at 140 West 58th Street. That's 140 West 58th Street, New York City.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks
Thank you
very
very
much for being our guest. It's nice to have had you with us on What's My Line. Thank you, Bob Montgomery. And now, in just a moment, our panel will be back to say good night. And now, until next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Miss Dorothy.
Good night, John. Good night, Peter.
Good night, Arlene.
Good night, Peter. Good night, Bennett.
The address is 140 West 58th Street. Good night, John.
Thank you, Bennett, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line.
Travel arrangements on What's My Line are made through American Airlines. American Airlines flies our contestants in luxurious comfort aboard DC-7 flagships. What's My Line has been a Mark Lutz and Bill Todman production in association with the CBS Television Network.